It's time for the yearly channel update. I'm still not ready to come back just yet. Not much has changed since last year's update video. I'm still busy, I'm still digesting stuff. I'm still thinking about what approach to take in the future. YouTube is still annoying, and my configuration type profiles are still ongoing on Patreon. The thing to add is that now Skype has closed and been replaced by Teams, which I do not like. You cannot even record on Teams, but maybe that will change. I still moved over to Teams when Skype closed, even if I will not use it as much. My interest in coming back has increased a bit the last year though, and hopefully will continue to increase. But I feel that I have only a limited amount of things to say. I have often thought about making more regular videos, just commenting on contemporary issues, but I always end up realizing that I don't really care. I don't have a strong opinion on most things, and never had. I mean, I guess I am strongly against slavery and genital mutilation and child marriage and things like that. But those are extreme things most people in our culture are already against. I sometimes get asked what I think about this or that issue, or what my stance is on various political topics such as trans issues, pornography, abortion, immigration, death penalty, climate change, and so on. It seems that some of these people need me to have a clear stance on an issue. And if my stance is wrong in their eyes or too middle ground, they will immediately stop watching me and will not even give my content a chance. And I wondered why I don't have a strong opinion on most issues, even after I started to delve into philosophy. I think one reason is that I am allergic to fanatics of any kind. They are so off-putting, no matter the issue, even those issues I may mostly be in agreement with, that I want nothing to do with them. They ruin the whole thing. Another reason is that often I don't know what to believe when it comes to most issues, because I don't know what studies or information to trust, and I have a tendency to change my mind. I've also seen that debating most issues against this opposition tends to be futile, because people rarely change their minds. I can also see how both sides often have a point, even if one side tends to come off stronger. I can also see how many, if not most issues, are temporary or circumstantial and not timeless. Meaning I might be against it now, but not always. Or I might be for something as just a temporary solution to an urgent problem. And if there are so many other people out there debating their strong opinions about issues, then what can I really add to it? What I can add is a general principle grounded in timeless education, which I have mentioned before, namely that everything is a double-edged sword. And I've become more convinced of this than ever. You can find that anything offers some kind of benefits. Otherwise people would not believe in all kinds of things so passionately. But at the same time, everything also carries inherent risks or drawbacks, which is why someone is always going to be against it. Something that made me think of this recently was when I saw a progressive debate on whether or not the concept of subjective beauty might lead to tyranny if people are allowed their own opinion on beauty based on their preference. But the very reason our culture embraced subjective beauty in the first place was to avoid the tyranny of objective beauty. Because you obviously get the same kind of tyranny with objective beauty. And nobody pointed out that both are equally a double-edged sword. So it really doesn't matter what you run with. Anything can become a tyranny. We've seen that with pretty much all liberation movements. So my conclusion is that it doesn't matter what is the state of things. It's only going to work for a while. Then it will inevitably stop working and be replaced with something else that works for a while. And then the cycle repeats. Always involving some type of tyranny, some type of cultural pressure. And each state of things will have its defenders and its opposition. And both its defenders and its various oppositions will have a point. Now you might argue that some things have more positives than negatives. And maybe that's true. But if you are a fanatic about it, you will still hasten the negatives more than the positives. And nothing has worked timelessly so far. People who are fanatical are stuck in contrast consciousness, black and white thinking. Objective consciousness of things only starts to become complete when you add the third timeless principle, awareness of circulation or balance and the ceaseless change from one state to another. We can then see that the best approach to most, if not all issues, is a healthy balance, with things such as openness, honesty and humility. And that the main problem actually is fanatical people who cannot accept some negative elements or opposing views. But leave a comment in the comment section if you disagree. I am sure you have a strong opinion and that you can't wait to tell me all about it.